Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
You can stay there. You can stay there.
Okay. All right.
You're good. But we're gonna do these gentlemen first.
Right, yes. Yeah.
And when your case is over, you're welcome to stay, you're welcome to go, whichever is your pleasure. Okay?
Good.
Okay, so we're all good. So we'll call this meeting of the McHenry County Zoning Board of Appeals to order. We have two petitions today. The first one we are hearing is Z250069. The applicant is Nicholas Mason. The address is 6914 Menching Road, Huntley. The request is for an A1 agricultural district to the A2 agricultural district with two variations. To increase the maximum permitted floor area for an ancillary dwelling unit and to increase the maximum number of bedrooms allowed within an ancillary dwelling unit. The subject property is located east of Menching Road, approximately 1,775 feet south of the intersection of Menching Road and Hansel Road, with a common address of 6915 Menching Road, Huntley, Illinois, in Grafton Township. And the PIN number associated with this is 1806400003. At this time, for both applications, I'll just have the members of the Zoning Board of Appeals introduce themselves from the township in which they reside, starting on my left, please.
Robert Cozen, Algonquin Township.
Mary Donner, Greenwood Township.
Charlie Eldridge, Richmond Township.
I'm Linnea Kustra from Alden Township.
Vicki Gardner, Nanda Township.
Kurt Schnabel from Riley Township.
Jessica Beverly, Door Township.
This petition has been reviewed and the following items have been received prior to today's scheduled hearing. The publisher's certificate of publication from the newspaper is dated August 20, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. Affidavit of posting was signed and date posted was August 27, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. Affidavit of mailing was signed and date mailed was August 21, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and publication in the newspaper, and all three match. The filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition, and the McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. This would be NRI L250444705. Just for the benefit of both petitioners, for both petitions that we're hearing today, just how the hearing works. You present your testimony, then you ask questions by members of the board. And then if there is any public here, then they would ask questions of you, but there isn't. So then we'll hear the staff report afterwards, and then we might ask them questions, and then you can give a closing statement at that time. But this is a quasi-judicial hearing. Rules of testimony apply, so anyone who's speaking will have to be under oath. So at this time, I would ask you to raise your right hand if you will be testifying today. Do you affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. So we'll just turn it over to Mr. Mason. Please, also it's being recorded, so I want you to make sure that if you're both talking, you introduce yourself, so that the recording knows who's speaking. So go ahead and introduce yourself and present your case.
Sure. My name is Nicholas Mason. I'll be presenting the case for this. For the two things we're requesting, the map amendment and the standards for variation. The standards for variation we're requesting on the ancillary dwelling is the one in question here. It's an older farmhouse and it's got 3 bedrooms as opposed to the 2 that are required by the ancillary dwelling. It's 2 upstairs bedrooms, 1 downstairs. The upstairs bedrooms are classified as bedrooms. They share a closet that's on both sides. And as well as the square footage is approximately a little higher than the requested or required for an ancillary dwelling. So we're asking for the variation on that as well. Total square footage inside is approximately 1,352 square feet with a attached exterior garage.
Okay, and then the testimony you provided in your application regarding the standards for both the variation and the map amendment, would you like that incorporated into the testimony today?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with questions on my right.
I have no questions.
Mr. Schnabel.
Same with me, no questions at this time.
Ms. Gardner.
No questions.
Mr. Eldridge.
Just one clarification, something I think I already know. The two variations you're asking for them because that's in existing conditions. You aren't doing anything to create the need for variation, is that correct?
That is correct.
That's my only question.
Ms. Donner.
My question is it your intent to sell each one of these buildings separately?
No.
Okay, I'm done.
Mr. Cozen.
Curiosity, if I may, Madam Chairman. The aerial photo shows a connection to the detached garage, but the plat of survey shows a space. Is there a,
It's, I don't know, like Ralph Doden. I'm the trustee for my father's estate.
sure,
It's a detached garage with like a breezeway, so it's got a roof and one glass wall, if you will.
so just to be clear, the plat of survey building detail shows the foundation of the two accessory buildings, not necessarily the roof line, if you were to look at it. Thank you, I have no further questions.
Can you tell me the age of the building, the houses? One is an old farmhouse. The ancillary dwelling is the oldest one, right?
Yeah, correct. I don't know exactly, Ralph Doden again. The old one is the old farmhouse. The barn was dated 1888, so I'm assuming the house is about the same vintage. It had several, prior to my dad purchasing, it had several additions to it. Bathroom was added and other things over the years. But yeah, that original one was very old stone foundation and stuff. My dad's house, he bought the farm in 1970, put the house on it in 1974.
And has lived there since.
Yes.
And I noticed the barn is in the floodway, but that barn is, before there were ever maps showing that.
In the last 50 years, none of that area is flooded,
Really?
ever.
Well, that's nice to know, because usually
Yeah, that's
we're
shocking.
getting floods in places that don't show it on the
That
map.
corner and the other corner does sometimes, but that is never flooded.
Oh, that's
ever.
interesting.
Bite your tongue now.
You
should bite your tongue now.
It won't. If that floods, we got trouble.
So basically, you know, you're asking for this variation on something that had nothing to do with you making any changes, it's just what's there, and so without this variation, it would be a real hardship for you to be able to sell this. Okay. Does staff have any questions?
Staff doesn't have any questions.
Okay. All right, so then we'll go to testimony. We'll take the staff report, please.
For the record, my name is Melody Jacobson. I'm a planner with the county. As you can see on the screen, the subject property is currently zoned A1 agriculture, and the surrounding properties are also zoned agricultural to the north, south, east, and west. For the subject property, the current land use is agricultural and single-family residential. And the land uses in the adjacent properties to the north, south, east, and west are also agriculture. The future land use map designates the subject property as agriculture and environmentally sensitive. As noted before, it is in a floodplain area, the southern portion of the area that's being rezoned, and it also partially lies within the sensitive aquifer recharge area. It has been noted that no additional planned developments have been noted for this area. And so, with all this said, the staff does not find any objections to the requests presented today.
Would you just confirm for us on this plat of survey, because we have standards as far as the distance from the property line for these buildings, could you just confirm, because of this showing the 40-acre parcel instead of the E2, what the distances are for us?
Sure. So Staff has, we've confirmed that the dimensions on the plat of survey are accurate, and so we were able to do a takeoff of the distance from the barn structure to the property line, which is approximately 45 feet. So that does comply with, you know, the accessory, the bulk and setback standards for you know, an accessory structure. And the house is approximately 75 feet from the edge of the house to the property line. So that always also complies as well.
Okay, so everything meets our ordinance?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Does anyone else have questions?
Thank you.
Mr. Cozen.
Just in terms of ordinance detail, the what is the maximum permitted floor area and maximum number of bedrooms that would otherwise be required in a zoning district?
So for the floor area, the maximum permitted is 900 square feet, and the bedroom count is 2.
It's 2.
And for the record, this is Anna Kurtzman, senior planner. Mr. Cozen's stated question was for the zoning district. I believe that you were asking for the ancillary dwelling unit, not for the zoning district. Is that correct?
We can go as deep as you want to go in the zoning.
Okay, I just want to make certain we got you the information you were actually looking for.
You have.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question for staff? Okay, then do you have a closing statement?
Nicholas Mason again. It's not really. Enjoy it. Thank you for the time, and if you got questions, we're here to follow up with.
Okay. So we'll close the hearing portion for this petition and we'll move to the voting portion.
Madam Chairman, I move acceptance of the petition as presented.
I'll second. With the variations.
Including the
And
variation.
including the variations, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, discussion, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, this is on Menching Road in a rural part of Grafton Township. It's a A1 area. It is surrounded by other A1 areas. There are occasional farmsteads. Most of the zoning nearby remains agricultural. It is the stated policy of the county to seek to preserve old farmsteads where possible, and generally active farmers are not interested in owning buildings, and therefore it is to the advantage of owners of farm parcels to carve out as A2 the buildings, and if they're to be preserved, which the county desires, to maintain the character of the neighborhoods. And this is an absolutely typical example. The only thing the least bit untypical is that in this general area, there are relatively fewer of them than there are in some other parts of the county, because not far away in a couple of directions are municipalities. But anything proximate to this fits exactly into A1 and A2. It is part of the comprehensive plan that this should remain agricultural, and therefore, for all of those reasons, I support the petition.
Ms. Gardner.
I agree with Mr. Eldridge, and the variation obviously was necessary to make this conforming, and there was absolutely nothing you could do about it except ask for a variation, so I'm in total agreement.
Mr. Cozen.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I believe that the information as submitted in the application fulfills the specific findings otherwise required under section 1620.020F, so that there can be, and I will indeed support the variations as granted, including the map amendment.
Mr. Schnabel.
I support this as well.
Ms. Beverly.
Thank you. Yes, I also agree that this meets the standards required for the map amendment and that he satisfied each of the criteria for the variation as demonstrated by the testimony included in the packet.
Ms. Donner.
I am in support of this. Yes.
And I agree with the comments of my colleagues. I'm in favor of the request as well, so I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge.
Yes.
Ms. Gardner.
Yes.
Mr. Cozen.
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel.
Yes.
Ms. Beverly.
Yes.
Ms. Donner.
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so this will go to the county board with a 7-0 vote approving the map amendment and the variation.
Okay. So a question, on a Kurtzman, senior planner, question was raised as to when this will go to the county board for final determination. That will be October the 21st. Okay. You do not need to be present for that meeting, as there is a affirmative recommendation from this board.
Thank you. We didn't quite beat the 8.5, sorry.
So at
Pretty
this
close.
time,
15 minutes?
we move on to our second petition for the day. And this is petition Z250030. The applicant is Marantha Assembly of God. The PIN number associated with this application is 0921300-031. The address is 2505 North Ringwood Road, McHenry. The request is for an E1C to E1C, request an amendment to a conditional use permit, and that would be permit 88-05, allowing for a place of worship. This amendment would allow for an expansion of the building. The address is at 2505 North Ringwood Road, McHenry. It is an 8-acre parcel on the west side of North Ringwood Road, approximately 330 feet south of Martin Road in McHenry Township. The petition has been reviewed and the following items have been received prior to today's scheduled hearing. The publisher's certificate of publication from a newspaper is dated August 20th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of posting was signed and the date posted was August 25, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of mailing was signed and the date mailed was August 21, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and publication in the newspaper, and all three match. The filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition, and the McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. This would be NRI L250134674. Okay, you've already been sworn in, sir, so at this time.
I'm Cameron Ward, and I'm the lead pastor at Maranatha. And so being a lead pastor, I probably will talk too much, but hopefully I can get you guys out of here soon. We're just excited. We're excited about the community and what the Lord's doing. And our church is a small church, but we're trying to make sure that we have the ability both to continue to care for the people who have been attending our church for many years, as well as new families that are coming and that are attending, and really what we feel like the Lord's calling us to do. And one of the things I noticed right away whenever I came in was that our kids and our adults were using the exact same bathrooms. And so we started to try and think through, how do we actually make this a safer space? Because we want to be a place where anybody can come in and that they can, but that also brings up challenges of, well, anybody can come in. And so how do you create a place of safety? Originally trying to think through renovations we could do to the building ended up becoming very prohibitive for us because of the age of the original building. And so we started a process through what it looked like to expand and come out the side of the building, and some different benefits came up in that, my mother-in-law loves to come to church, but she hates stairs. And so, there's some benefits that are there of being able to have everything that would end up being all at one level for our kids and our adults, to expand the sanctuary and those types of things. The long term, as our church has been growing over the past 2 years that I've been here, we need more seats. We need more people and more room. There's a hindrance to being able to continue to minister to more of our community and have a space for more of our community in our current facility. And so by expanding out, it gives us room to grow, as well as kind of takes care of some different safety concerns. It's a challenge for anyone who's handicapped to be able to come to our building as it is right now, to be able to use the restroom feasibly, those types of things. So this helps us to be able to minister to more people, makes it more accessible, And then also, Anna had brought up she was like, why are you calling it an equipping and training center? And, it was just, it was a great question, and really something that's big on my heart is I feel, I deal with it all the time, and I've seen it in my own life and family, but people who come to church and they go to church and they're at church for years and years, and they really, if you were to ask them what it means to follow Christ, what it means to know Him, what it means to have a relationship with Jesus, they really couldn't give you a good answer. It'd probably be some sort of short ramblings of things, and it wouldn't be something that actually has changed their life to where they are growing in relationship with Christ. They understand what it actually means to know the grace of God. We want to be a church where people understand their faith. They get how it works out practically, not just knowledge of things that used to be, but a church where people actually understand what it means to follow Christ, what it means for their life, and how that affects the day-to-day, what it means for them to live in society and love people and know them, as well as a place where eventually, we have other pastors and missionaries and people who want to get trained up. We have people who want to lead a small group, and they're like, how do I even do that? Well, we have a space for them where they can easily be trained. And so that's how we envision this space in the long term as it continues to grow. And that's kind of the heart behind why we want to do this. And the leap of faith we're taking to say, okay, let's try this. Let's start the process and see how things go.
Would you like to incorporate, you answered some questions for the approval standards for conditional use in your applications. Would you like us to incorporate that into your testimony?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll start with questions from the board, starting on my left this time, Mr. Koza.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. In the staff minutes, there was a discussion concerning signage and lighting. Could you just expand upon that?
Yes, so we've been working with our architect, and we actually have an ulterior elevation as well, other than what I had submitted here recently that we just got from our architect. But on both of those, the signage would be the same, and the lighting would be the same regardless of elevation. So that part wouldn't change. But yes, we do have I'm trying to figure out which page this is. It looks like page 42 in the packet that I was given. There's an update for what the elevation would look like, what the exterior lighting would be. They're called wall pack lights that would kind of be around the building, 3 on the back side of the building, 3 on the south side of the building, and then 2 that would be exterior on the east-facing side of the building where the signs are. There would be some additional lighting that doesn't really show up there on the imaging, which would be underneath kind of the overhang, just so that there's light there where the overhang is. And then the signage that we have there is put in. It's the name of the church. We do not have plans for that to be lit at this time, but for just to be standard signage on the building itself, which would be the name of the church, our mission statement, know Jesus, make him known, and then the name of the building on the opposite side of that, the Equipping and Training Center.
I share your verbiage as well, but thank you for the detailed explanation.
Ms. Donnie.
I see that the new building, you anticipate about 168 seats. That seems wonderfully enthusiastic, considering you now have a population or a congregation of about 50, 60 people is what I thought I read.
Yes, ma'am. We had a really good past 4 or 5 weeks where we had more than 50 showing up in a row. It was great.
How long do you anticipate it taking you to achieve that goal of 168 seats? In other words, how long do you think it's going to be before you need to add anything else here?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, there's the faith side of me that says, I hope to be sitting with you guys again shortly. And then there's the other part of me that, again, cares deeply about our people being rooted in their faith. And if it takes a long time to be able to come back to another building, but we have people who genuinely know what they believe and who love and are being active in their community and loving their community well, then I'll be willing to wait for however long that takes.
Thank you. My other question has nothing, well, it does have to do with you, but it is more for our board. So, thanks very much.
Mr. Eldridge.
I have no questions.
Ms. Gardner.
My only question was about the lighting, and you answered that. Thank you.
Mr. Schnabel.
I have no questions for you at this time.
Ms. Beverly? I have a few questions. Will this be constructed within 10 years?
Yes, ma'am. We're working right now with 2 different builders, trying to kind of come up with our exact cost, and we are in the middle of doing fundraising.
Would anything about the use of the building or the use of the facility change after 10 years?
No, ma'am. As of right now, what we would do with that, to Ms. Donner's question, if we were to build something more or something like those, this would be continuous in the same usage, either as a sanctuary or as a space for our kids' ministry. And if we were to build something else, it would be another sanctuary, essentially.
So it would be somewhat redundant and cumbersome to come back here every 10 years and say, we're still doing it.
Correct.
Okay. And how long has your church been around? I see the first one was issued in 1988.
Yes, so our church, oh man, I'm spacing. But yeah, our church started in this building, I believe it was in 1988, 86, or right around there. And it was a few years prior to that the church actually started. So we're like right at around 40 years, a little bit over, I think it's 42 years in total.
That's amazing. And you do, so getting back to the seats question, you do also offer the opportunity for funerals and weddings, right?
Yes, we do.
So you would need a lot of seating regardless of the size of congregations.
Yes, I mean, it wasn't when I was there, but at some point in the current building that we're at, there were over 200 people in the building at one time, which I'm sure that they're glad that the fire department did not show up that day when that happened, because it's just, it wouldn't be conducive for that. This new building will allow us to be able, with the different space that would be there with our current building and then the new building and those types of things, it'd be allow us to be able to accommodate safely 200 people, and that wouldn't be an issue.
Thank you, that's all I have.
I saw in the staff plate review notes that there was a question about signage, and then if you were over what the ordinance allows, that you would need a conditional use, a variance for that too. You're aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
So as long as you stay within the guidelines, you'll be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That's the only question I had. Does staff have any questions?
No questions at this time.
Okay. Then we'll move on to the staff report. Ms. Kurtzman, please.
Again, for the record, my name is Anna Kurtzman. I'm a senior planner for McHenry County. The property is currently zoned E1 with a conditional use for a place of worship. Surrounding zoning is a mix of different types of zoning. You have A1 to the north, to the northeast, and to the southwest. You have commercial zoning to the south and to the east. And then you have a little bit of an incorporated area directly to the west of the subject property. In terms of land uses, as noted, this is a place of worship, so it's listed as a governmental institutional on our existing land use maps. Property to the north and to the east directly to the west is currently vacant or unused. We have some commercial use to the south. You have some residential to the southwest and to the southeast, and again, some residential to the east. Future land use map designates this as a governmental, institutional, and utilities, primarily for recognizing the place of worship for this. If it was not listed as a governmental, institutional, and utilities, it's likely that it would be meeting the surrounding future land use of residential. Staff does have a series of conditions that we would like to offer to the board. Our standard, the conditional use permit, shall expire 10 years from the date of approval by McHenry County Board. 2, site development shall be in substantial compliance with the site plan stamped received August the 4th, 2025. 3, development of the building shall be in substantial compliance with the elevational drawings prepared by RB Custom Designs, Inc., dated July 31st, 2025. And for all other federal, state, and local laws shall be met.
Anna, would you say that also the petitioner has met the ordinance section 16.56.030.FF, the standards for place of worship, as far as the location of the necessary items on the site plan review?
Yes.
So we've met all that. Great. Anyone have any, Mr. Cozen?
Thank you. Any comments from any adjoining or nearby municipalities?
No.
That is my question.
Any, yeah.
I noticed that Mr. Ward had stated that there were updated architectural drawings, and you're mentioning in the conditions a reference to the elevational drawings prepared on July 31st. If those are updated, how is that going to be handled?
So the condition is in substantial compliance?
Right, I didn't know why that was.
Right,
Okay.
right. So if they were to suddenly come in and say that they want a 3-story building,
Yeah,
that would not be in substantial
so then we
compliance.
come back, then it'd be back, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? You have a closing statement, sir?
No, yes. It has been, Anna and her team have been so great. I think I replied to you in the email, but you've been very, very great to work with, and your team been incredibly kind and informative. I feel so inadequate to be here and go over all this kind of stuff, but you guys have just done a tremendous job of helping me to be successful in getting you the information that you need, especially whenever I didn't do something right the first time or whatever it was. And just thank you for your graciousness and your kindness in that, as well as your consistently prompt replies and information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so at this time, we'll close the hearing portion of the meeting and we'll open the voting portion of the meeting for this petition. Staff read into the record the conditioning for consideration of our board, so I won't repeat them since they've already been read into the record unless there's
Chairman, I
objection.
propose a amendment to one of the conditions.
Yes, sir.
Condition number 1, I would propose that there be no time limit unless the use is abandoned. I think that has been the policy in this county for religious buildings, and I think
Well, let's get you a second and then you can speak to it.
Second.
Yes, okay.
Second.
Okay, Kurt seconded.
Yes, I think
Now your
that,
discussion.
I think this has been usual practice for religious buildings, and I think it is entirely appropriate for something that's already been there for 40 years and is not changing its use in any way, is simply enlarging its structure, and is doing so on a parcel that has room for 10 or 15 such additions at some date in the future if they need them.
Any other discussion?
Thank you.
Mr. Cozen.
Can we just have the language proposed on how it would otherwise read?
I think we should just strike that one.
But it also says as long as a church.
What I have is
Please.
that the conditional use permit shall be unlimited, an unlimited time period unless this use is abandoned.
How about its use as a place of worship is a big
Use as a place of worship.
Thank you.
Would
That's
that be
fine with
correct, Mr. Eldridge?
That's fine with me.
Thank you for the clarification, the opportunity.
Any other questions about this amendment?
And then since Charlie, sorry.
Whatever your name is.
Whatever your name is. Did agree to the amendment to his motion. Kurt, would you second that? Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, I will call for the vote on amending condition number 1. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Beverly?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
And I will vote yes, so this amendment is approved 7-0. At this time, I would take a motion.
I move acceptance of the conditions as amended.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Eldridge, second by Mr. Schnabel. Any discussion? And I'll take a vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Beverly?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
And I'll vote yes, so the conditions are approved 7-0.
Madam Chairman, I move acceptance of the petition, subject to the conditions.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Eldridge, seconded by Ms. Donner to approve this conditional use request. Discussion, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, I want to note for the record that I drive by this site 4 or 5 times a week and have since the building was constructed, and actually long before that. It has been a successful place of worship for 40-plus years. As I noted in previous comments, it's a fairly small building on a fairly large site. It's an 8-acre site. The addition they're proposing is modest in terms of the land they have. They are not needing to have any variations. I commend them on the fact that they are ambitious enough to undertake this, and I wish them well. I would note that the site is on a major thoroughfare for the area. Ringwood Road has a great deal of traffic. Much of the land since the church was built surrounding this has been incorporated in one community or another, and there's relatively little that is left in the county, and what little there is will in time be developed in one way or another, and mostly into much more intensive uses on smaller sites than this. I think that this is a desirable use for the community, and I endorse it wholeheartedly.
Ms. Gardner?
I agree with Mr. Eldridge. I understand the need for the request, and I wish you all the luck in the world in growing your congregation, so I'm in favor.
Mr. Cozen?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The township that I reside in has numerous churches and have historically seen the evolution of them in the last 190 years, going from one's personal residence to edifices that constitute historical buildings as well. But in all that time, many have retained green space around them. And it was notable and laudable that the parking lot and the use of the design does not diminish that green space of your property, and others may be able to enjoy it in all the seasons that we have in the Midwest, and for that I'll be supporting that petition as well.
Mr. Schnabel?
I will be supporting the petition.
Ms. Beverly?
I'll be in support of the petition. I accept that the petitioner's narrative and response to the conditional use standard as accurate.
Ms. Donner?
When I was asking questions, I said there was something else I wanted to say because of the board, and not at that time. You got what I wanted to say already, so I am approved. Yes.
And I will just say that this has been a congregation since 1988 when the conditional use was first allowed. So it has been in this current state for that period of time. The petitioner is just asking for an addition on their building. It's a pretty simple request. I think they've met the standards for the conditional use as well as the standards for a place of worship in the ordinance, and I would be in favor of the request. So I will call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Beverly?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so this will go to the county board with a 7-0 vote approving the conditional use request. So now you can go raise your money.
So Cameron, this will go to the county board meeting on October the 21st. Again, because you have a positive recommendation from this board, your presence there is not required. Okay?
Thank you so much,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you. So now